Hello, welcome back to my channel. This is the fourth and final video in my Beginning Archery Series, and we've covered kind of the basics, getting a bow, getting certain equipment for safety reasons, and kind of just protection, and now I'm going to be discussing going to an actual range and some of the safety things, and I might demonstrate some of the things that you know you might do when you're first starting out. And contrary to the still photo you see here, you probably won't be hitting the bullseye right away. Again, this is for people who are just beginning. Let's go ahead and dive right in. First off, I would like to acknowledge that, not everyone has the luxury of having a free range in the town they live. Sometimes, you know, you might have to pay for a membership or like an archery club or something like that. I'm very fortunate that I have a free range that is open to the public, and basically, what I'm going to talk about here is, there's going to be like, some safety guidelines and rules that you have to follow at the range. And, it's usually it's a lot of common sense. Most ranges do not allow the aerial shots and stuff. Like you shouldn't be, aiming up in the air. So that's one of the things you have to worry about. And basically, there's just a lot of things, and most of it's probably common sense, but it's good to kind of just read the rules and stuff. The other kind of general thing is when we get to start shooting. As you've seen from several of my other videos, the range already has like target backstops already in place, and it's set at certain ranges. You might have to use like a range finder to get more exact, but again, this is something more or less. Again, it's for beginners. The target that I'll be using is something that's pretty common for beginners to use, which will be like approximately 10 yards, maybe slightly less. And right here, I am just going to kind of show you basically, how to sort of aim a little bit. I'm sure a lot of you probably already know about the kind of the gap that happens whenever you're aiming. Generally speaking, you want to have the arrow in your peripheral vision. You want to make sure that it's pointed rather lower than where your mark is. Sometimes you can put like masking tape on the target backstops, or use an actual archery target and pin it to there, or tape it to there. But you definitely want to, like I said, kind of make sure the arrow's generally pointing lower than that. And depending on whether you are shooting 3-under or split finger, it's like the gap is going to be, it's going to different. So I'm going to kind of show you generally where you should point the arrow. So, I do apologize if that wasn't too terribly clear. I was trying to indicate the dark um, spots, which are actually, well, some of them are actually holes, but there is put a piece of blue tape just as kind of a reference point, and yeah, you definitely want to go lower than that, with your arrow, because again, there's going to be a gap, like I said, and so basically that's kind of what it comes to when you're aiming, especially as a beginner. Just to get a general reference. Again, you're more than likely not going to hit the mark, which is it's perfectly fine. Again, you're just kind of getting a feel for it. You're just starting out, and I will next I will demonstrate some of the things that I some of the mistakes that I kind of made whenever I first started, and kind of some of the things to look out for. So as you can probably see there, I was kind of gripping the bow a little too much. Too many fingers around the gripping area of the riser. That's a mistake that I'm still working on that. Sometimes I end up getting into the habit of that. Whenever I haven't been on the range for quite a while, and it's usually to do with weather or temperature. And if it's obviously super cold or super hot or any kind of extreme weather, like it's just usually not a good idea. Like especially if you don't want to like freeze and stuff. It's just kind of, again, that's kind of common sense. And also, may not have been following through quite well there. That's another thing that it's kind of a common mistake for beginners, but it's, again, it's fine. We're just beginning. And so I'm going to at least try to demonstrate kind of a more proper grip and slightly more proper, I guess, follow through. And also kind of just note that whenever you have like whenever you draw the bow back, you want to make sure that have a consistent anchor point. I usually just use index finger, corner of the mouth, and um, you know, the knuckle of my thumb kind of behind my jaw, which is, for 2 points of contact. Now, again, if you're starting out, again, like a relatively lighter weight, like 25 pounds, maybe slightly less. But I will go ahead and, try to demonstrate that as best as I can. I know you can't see my drawing hand there. I kind of wanted to focus a little more on how the grip um, of the bow should be. And as you can see, I was kind of just letting it cradle between my thumb and my index finger. That just allows for a much more relaxed grip. If you try to like grip it with your entire hand, you have a tendency to kind of torque a little bit. Also, overextending your arm can kind of contribute to that as well. And again, it's all about consistency. As long as you have a consistent grip, a consistent anchor point, and a consistent release, as long as it's a comfortable release as well, you want it to be consistent, you want it to be concise, and you want it to be comfortable, you know. And that's really what's important. And so after you've been done shooting your arrows, obviously there's the retrieval part. Now again, there's certain rules at ranges where you kind of have to wait for others to stop shooting so that all of you at the same time can go ahead and retrieve your arrows. But usually the range that I'm at, it's usually there's one person like at a target way on the other end, and it's there's not really a risk of them accidentally doing anything. So but basically, when it comes to retrieving the arrows, there's something you kind of have to again, this is a lot about safety and stuff like that. So yeah, let's so I will kind of show you slightly the proper way. Okay, so when you go to retrieve your arrows, make sure that you're not standing directly in front of them. Make sure you have a good wide low base. Use both hands. Make sure the front arrow is, the front arm rather, is close to the target base material. And make sure you use your whole body when pulling. Because, you really don't want to tie your arms out and stuff like and it's very, very important that you stay away, because if you get in front of it, you have a possibility of accidentally poking yourself with the nock, and nobody wants that. And trust me, look, these the target backstop material is pretty compact and stuff. It's designed to really stop the arrow, but it's good to be safe. So that's pretty much it in terms of kind of advice for safety on the range, and also it's really important to just have fun, And when you're trying out, it can be a little intimidating sometimes, especially when going to a range that's just open and everybody can be there. It can cause a bit of anxiety. I know that's what I kind of felt when I went to the range for the first time. But I hope you all found this series rather helpful. I hope you enjoyed it, and so yeah. If you liked the video, please hit the like button. Even if you're not subscribed to my channel yet, then please subscribe now. Do it now. Sorry. And be sure to subscribe to my other, or rather follow me on my other social medias, Facebook, Instagram, and also consider supporting me on my Patreon. And yeah, so have fun shooting, and I'll see y'all later.